Hello, my beauties. Oh my goodness. Let's get settled in together. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Right now, I'm just talking to myself because YouTube hasn't notified anybody about this. But you'll be joining me very soon. And hello from the future. How are you? And I got to remember to look here instead of at my computer, which is where I see myself. And I make sure, oh, my head's getting cropped off here. Hold on. Let me move up a little bit. Oop. And yes, I have dead roses in the background. Can you see them? They're not totally dead. Hold on. All right, I think that's better. Hello, hello, my beauties. This is Viv, your meditation teacher and holistic stress coach and intuitive. So I had said I'd be live in a little bit. I think maybe I'll cut off the very beginning of this. I think I can do that in YouTube. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, welcome. My second welcome, because I'm going to cut off the first one. Hello, beautiful ones. It's Viv, and I am here with my tea, with my sage, chamomile sage tea, in my apartment that is in chaos because I am packing up. And I'm just going to wait to see if some folks arrive. It is, it's right supper time right now, but I see folks will be joining. Hello, hold on here. Why is I'm going to cut off some devices there. Okay, good. So say hi as you come in. I just wanted to come in today and for members and channel subscribers, sling some cards. Maybe I'll start slinging some cards right now. I bought the Faces of Oshun deck. Let's put that close, see if it'll zoom in. Yeah, Faces of Oshun by Abiola, my compatriot and the deck creator. And Faces of Oshun, if you're interested in more about this deck, actually, if you like to pull cards for yourself every day, maybe pull one card. I have two videos about this deck. I have one that's a deck review, and I have one where I sort of interview her. So check that out on my channel. Okay. So what do I want to talk about today? I think what Spirit has really moved me today to talk about is a little different than what I have on as the title. I think I want to talk about, is it ever too late to go for your dreams? I think that's what I want to talk about with you. And I want to know what you think, because that's in keeping with the spiritual theme of my channel. Is it ever too late to go for your dreams? And yeah, I think that's what I want to share with you today. Hey, if you're just joining, say hi in the chat, which if you're on your phone, I think is right below the video. And say hello, say hello. I want to know who's here. So is it ever too late to go for our dreams? I will cut to the chase. Personally, I don't think so. I was going to say as long as you can even move, but I could see situations where you might literally not be able to even move, but you could, if your dream is like to write a book or write poetry, you could still maybe be able to write. We've all seen people who've, had like great physical adversity that they've had to deal with and how they've overcome it. And so I just want to say, I think some of you watching this, what I'm channeling is some of you may feel like if you're approaching 40, that it's too late to do like what you want to do, like an adventure. Certainly if you're 50, some of you might feel like that's too old. And then if you're 60 or above, you're like, oh, it's definitely too late for me to do, this particular thing. So let me know in the chat if this resonates for you at all. Any thoughts you may have on, is it too late to go for our dreams? And I just want to talk about that a little bit. I think if a dream is in your heart, if there's something that you really want to do, you have a fantasy about it, you go back to that over and over in your mind, or maybe there's somebody who you watch like on YouTube, or maybe even in your life, in your real life, and they're doing something and you feel a little bit of jealousy, that's also a sign, right? That's a sign that let me bring you guys closer, that you may want to do the thing. Hold on. You may want to do the thing they're doing. So, hey, if you're just joining, say hi. Let me know who is here. I'm looking down because I'm looking at my computer and it shows, sometimes shows the numbers of people. It also shows how long I've been live. So say hi, be polite. Okay, I chopped off the top of my head, but that's okay. It's just more hair. So let me know that you are present, that you are here. I hope there's enough light. I've literally got 3 lights on, a sun lamp, and then a lamp, and then another one that's pointing at me. Um, but yes, say hello if you especially are a regular. I will be slinging some cards from the Faces of Oshun deck, the African goddess Oshun. Um, and this has different facets of her. And so I will be pulling a little bit. And I think that theme that I'll do is, yeah, is it too late for you to go for your dreams? What do you need to know about going for your dreams? But I will only pull one if I know you are here. So you've got to say hi in the chat. So the older you get, for those of you young ones, say in your 20s watching this, 20s, 30s, realize that you will always feel, for many people, you'll feel that you're, already old for something, whether it's for going for a particular career, particular type of thing you want to do, or a dream you want to manifest, right? You will often feel that you're too old, even in your late 20s or your 30s. But only when you're older will you be able to look back, and only then, and that's why I'm giving you this advice. So this could be advice for a younger self, my younger self, or you guys watching this, goddesses watching this. Don't take yourself out of the game or out of life by limiting yourself. So maybe at 35, you feel it's too old for you to start start a business. You want to run your own business, but you're like, well, all these 20 somethings, these tech guys, and I can't do that. So number one is I don't believe you're ever too old if you have that dream still. So if there's a dream you have, if there's something you see yourself doing, like I said, you get excited thinking about it, you fantasize about it, you see other people doing it, and you know you're intrigued, then that dream is still alive for you. So that's my first thing. If you're thinking about it, and I want to write down what I say so I make sure to go through. If you're still thinking about it, if it's in your, as people say, like in your heart, okay, and you're thinking about it, that means, and especially if it's like the top thing that you're thinking about, you wish you did, I would say go for it. Go for it, maybe even in a smaller way, okay? Those of you watching are shy because you are not even saying hello. Don't be afraid. We don't know where you live. We won't be able to find you. Just say hi and where you're coming from or how you're doing today. So yeah, I really believe we should follow our heart. I do also believe that for our best life, I've always believed this, that I think for some of us, I think it varies, but there are multiple paths. So it's not necessarily that there's a right path and a wrong path, right? I'm starting to see that as I mature more and more. It may be this one path just takes you to a different place. You may be satisfied there. You may have certain types of joys more there, but then maybe there's another path over here that gives you a different kind of joy, right? So I would also say, don't think that there's just one right path for you, okay? Especially to my younger folks watching this. I think that very often there are multiple paths, okay? There are multiple ways up the mountain. I know you've heard that. There are multiple paths up the mountain, and the mountain is like life and our growth and our ascension. So some paths definitely could be like wrong in that maybe they're more difficult, or we don't learn from them, or they're like lower vibration for us. But many spiritual teachers would say you're still going to grow from a difficult path or a path that may have some unpleasantness in it. So don't feel like if you learn from whatever happens to you, that is the key thing. If you learn and grow from whatever happens, that is absolutely a learning. So I just want to put that out there. So don't think that there's just one right path. I don't believe that there is just one right path. And I'm just writing that, right? There might be multiple right paths. So for instance, maybe I'll give you an example using a real life example. So maybe the person could be an artist and have a certain type of life, certain type of joy, like I said, certain type of acclaim, certain types of feelings. They may meet a particular soulmate if they go the artist route, but maybe they go the healer or therapist route and they have a different lifestyle, maybe in a different country, meet different people, meet a different soulmate. Okay, so again, there's not necessarily one right path. So get that out of your mind and be open to the hints, the whispers, the intuitions that you get, and just try them. Don't be afraid of. The worst thing is to be afraid of trying something because you think, oh, it may not work. So especially for the younger folks watching this, I'd say, especially in your 20s and 30s, try things, and even if you think it doesn't work out, you're going to grow and learn from it, right? You're going to get better, you're going to get stronger, you're going to get wiser from having tried something. Okay, so that is my second tip on whether it's ever too late to kind of go for your dreams. I don't think it is. I don't think it is, and there's not one right path. Let me just see, are there any questions, comments? Hey, if you're just joining, say hi in the chat. And I'm Viv, I'm a meditation teacher, and I do some holistic stress coaching where I combine my background in yoga and meditation and help folks who are, say, suffering from chronic illness that all related to stress. I can really help diminish your level of stress. And I teach basically one-on-one and make a bespoke practice that will help you, feel better, feel less stress, sleep better, and just have better outcomes with your health. So if you're just joining, say hi in the chat, post a comment, please. Let me know that I'm not just, sitting in my room, which I am sitting in my room talking to myself, which I don't want to, so talk back to me. So is it ever too late to go for your dreams? It is not. I think a lot of us make excuses. I was watching another channel today. I was watching Rashida Dow's channel, and people were giving different reasons they couldn't move yet. And she was challenging them to think about, is it possible you could do this to get around that problem? And is it possible? She would ask them. But I think for many, many of us, once we have set that something is a problem, we like fixate on it and we can't see creative solutions. Like, for example, someone said that their partner is keeping them here in the US. Their partner requires, it might not have been a direct partner, but I think they were taking care of someone. And so they're like, I can't leave because I have to take care of this person. And the comment back could be something like, there are actually countries where it's cheaper to take care of a loved one who is ill. Literally countries where you could even get like in-home care way cheaper. You could do the same thing that you're saying is a problem in an easier fashion, especially when you don't look at it as a problem. You look at it as, one way is like, well, how could I? This is actually a really big tip. Ask yourself, ask your subconscious, ask your mind, how could I? And then the thing you want. So in this case that I'm just giving you as an example, make up your own example. The person says they can't move abroad because they're caring for somebody who's sick. You would ask your mind, how could I move abroad despite this? Ask your mind for the solution. Don't just focus on the problem. This is one of my key manifestation tips. Does that make sense? Ask, how can I, not repeating. And this was something Rashida said that Rashida said it, but it is a classic quote. If you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. So if you say, I'm too old to do this, it's like, okay, yeah, you are too old to do that. If you say, I'm too fat to do this, then you are too fat to do this. Honestly, if you say, I'm too poor to do this, then you are too poor to do this. Don't approach it that way. Approach it, flip it around. How could I? How could I? Blah, blah, blah. How could I? Whatever your wish is. Okay. And then I'm going to look at your comments because I see at least one comment came through. So say hi in the chat. Let me know you're here. I want to know your thoughts. I'm really talking about, is it ever too late to go for your dreams? And I don't think it is. So I'm going to put this comment up here from Dark Moon. I just chop the first part because sometimes it's too long or it's a number. I'll mess up the number and the name. So I'll just say from Dark Moon. Dark Moon says, hi, Viv. Been watching a lot of your videos and listening to your meditations lately. Thank you. I think you are new to me. Dark Moon Mage. I think it's pronounced Mage. Yeah, Dark Moon Mage 4629. Welcome. I might have dropped out for a second. I don't know if that was my internet. Thank you. Who else is here? Do you think, Dark Moon, that we're ever too old to go for our dreams? Now, I'm going to give an example. I don't even really know the answer, but I'm going to the extreme. I wanted to be a ballerina. So you'd say, well, that does definitely have a lifespan. It's true, right? When I was younger and I was studying dance and everything, and I did start relatively late because my family, ballet lessons wasn't something on their radar, okay, for their daughter. As immigrants to the US, they were like, nursing, teaching, steady job. It wasn't about ballerinas. So yes, sometimes if it's a very, very specific dream of yours, their age can definitely impact. But say I still had that dream, like I want to be a ballerina. Could I go and take dance classes? Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. When I lived in New York, I would go, and many, many people there were not going to be professionals. We would just take different dance classes with really good teachers. And I would take ballet, right? It'd be like 23, 24, take a ballet class. Maybe you can be in an amateur dance troupe. There are different ways you can get the satisfaction you may want from the dream if it's one of those few dreams where the age is very, very important. Because maybe there are some, okay? So yeah, welcome, Dark Moon. So let's see, I've talked about two things. We're just talking about it's not too late. Yeah, don't make excuses. Don't make excuses is the third one. Instead of excuses, and like I said, this is magic. What I'm telling you, this is magic. Instead of focusing on the excuses or just like the reason, a big one for me in my life is, well, I don't have money for that. And we make money a block. Now, obviously, if you're going to try and start a Facebook or start some gigantic corporate entity, it might be hard. So what I would then say is scale down the dream, how you want to start. And look if it's really your soul's dream, because I truly believe this, guys. I think if it's a soul dream, if it's a soul, like the star card in the tarot, where it's really what you came to do, you will have the means to do it, right? The means will be provided for you by spirit, by God, okay, for you to do it if it is truly for you. Okay, so I just wrote my third thing is no excuses, no reasons not, reasons why not. Instead, ask yourself the question, how can I? How can I? And that opens up your brain. I'm not the only one saying this. It'll open, your brain will be like, could she volunteer? Could she inherit this? Could she get it used? Just, you see what I'm saying? Open your brain, like open your mind. There is, say you really need a new car and you're like, I do not have enough money and you're saying a new car. Could you get a used car? Could you share a car? I actually have a dear friend, you guys. It's going to sound crazy to some of you. Hey, if you're just joining, say hi in the chat. This woman, she works. She's just incredibly open-hearted. Her whole family is like loving and very community-based. As far as I know now, she had this years ago too, but her car is shared by like 5 people in the neighborhood. Like informally, she has a car and there are people, it's not just family, there are other people who can use her car. And I mean, I'm sure she has some guidelines around it or whatever, but For her, and many of you may know this, a lot of times in America, cars sit like 80% of the time. 80% of the time, the car sits there. So I'm just saying, if you needed a car, say, just ask yourself, how could I get a car? Does the car have to be new? So maybe you can get a used car. Maybe a friend will give you, if you say it, a friend who has two cars, and many people do, is like, this one needs a new carburetor, or the brakes need to be repaired and I'm not using it. My son used to use it. I'll give it to you. Can you give me 1,200 bucks? So again, open your mind, open your mind. Could you win a car? Could you, is there public transport? Is there somebody you could pair up with and take a cab for like 2 months till you save the money for a new car? So I'm just giving you ideas. Think outside the box. The third, like when you're having trouble manifesting a dream and you see a blockage, ask yourself, how can I? How can I? Don't focus on what you can't. Like, oh, I can't do it because your brain will say, oh yeah, no, she can't do it because, oh, well, she's disabled, she can't do it. No. But is that really true? Is that absolutely 100% ironclad true or not? Okay. Well, oh, this is so wild that you say that. One of your dreams is to learn to belly dance. I am going to start learning that. Me too. First of all, I think it's very healthy for us, for the body, for the reproductive system. It trims your body, it tones your body, strengthens your body. Um, it's fun, it's pleasurable. I totally want to learn to belly dance. That is so wild that you say that. That is like, I must be giving that off because I do literally see myself belly dancing. I mean, of course, I'm doing it fabulously. And I also belly dance around to regular, like songs that have like a good rhythm. I'll be like, okay, I'm belly dancing. But so I totally get that. Ethereal Violet. Yes. Were you here you were here last week? Welcome. So we're just talking about, and I really, really mean this. I don't know how to give you, well, actually, I'm going to switch to personal now. So I gave 3 thoughts on this. Are we ever too old to go for our dreams and to take action? I don't think so. I really, really don't. If it's still in you, that was my first one. If you still are thinking about it, visioning about it, jealous about somebody else doing it, then you need to do it. Okay? Think about it, but then like, okay, I really want to do this. My second thought was, you're afraid it's the right thing, the wrong thing. There's more than one right path. I'm starting to see that. I think there could be more than one right path for you. So try something, and if you don't like it, try something else. And the third thing is stop with the why you can't or the excuses or the reasons. I totally get that they look like reasons. I do. Because I've done that. It's like, this is why I can't do the thing. Wipe that, like literally just see yourself wiping the why I can't and instead say, how can I? How can I? So I'm going to make it personal now for those of you who are here. Hope you stick around. I'll share a little story time. Get some tea, and I will pull for you. So stick around. If I see you're here and in the chat, I'm going to pull from the Faces of Oshun deck. It goes into like some shadow aspects as well as very positive aspects. So it's a really good deck for going to the depths. It's not just like all rainbows and sunshine and unicorn farts. Okay, I'm going to pull that. So those of you who are here, stick around. And I will pull that. So my story right now, I will even show you. I'm going to turn my camera. Hold on. See if I can show you my shelves. I don't know what you're going to see. Yeah, these are my shelves. This is empty. This used to be full of books, guys. Everything is like in transit here. Everything. I don't even want to show you like my chair and everything. Hold on. Let me go back this way. It's my drum is there. But everything, yeah, things are on the floor. I am packing everything. I'm going to take you along with me as I slow travel. Okay. Slow travel over 60. That's all I'm going to say in terms of age. Slow travel over 60. Can't believe I said that. Very soon I'll be traveling in about 9 days. So this is literally everything I own. I was talking to a new friend of mine who's also has a country that just calls to her heart. And she's like, oh, I've got stuff in California and she's got stuff here. She's got to pack up. And I'm like, well, imagine what I'm doing is like packing all my stuff. I'm packing stuff, you guys. And again, I want to share, especially with the goddesses watching this, with the ladies. You know, I'm finding clothes that I'm like, I put it on and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was really tiny. Like I was an 8, but I swear to God, it was like a tiny, tiny 8. Because I used to love really fitted jackets, like 1940s jackets where the shoulders were a little padded, right? But not the boxy 80s, not that look. Even in the 80s, I was wearing this. No, not in the 80s. I guess I wasn't. Probably in the 90s. Padded, but then nipped in waist and a little flare there, which is very flattering to me. And I found all these jackets. I can't fit in those jackets anymore. So it's like just letting go is part of it, letting go of the old, right? Letting go of what isn't you anymore. So if there's a dream you want, you also have to let go of what is not that dream. Okay? You guys with me? Give me a yes in the chat if you're with me. And if you want a card draw, let me know. Let me know in like 1 minute. Okay? And again, the theme of the card draw will be related to this topic. It will be, what do you need to know in order to go for your dream? That's what I would draw on for you if you want me to pull a card. And so let me start shuffling. Why not? And I also want to really say hi to my channel members. If you'd like to become a channel member, that means you're a supporter. So there's a subscriber, which is free. You get notified. So please do that. That is absolutely free. You get notified when a video comes out. And so if you like my videos, the meditations, the affirmations, then definitely subscribe. The channel members support the channel starting from about $4.99. Like really, really reasonable. I think up to like $9.99. And there are different little perks. I'm shuffling the Ocean deck here. Okay, so Dark Moon, you are still here. Yes. So again, the theme that I'm going to ask for, the question I'm going to ask is, whatever your highest dream isn't the right word, whatever your destiny, the destiny that you came here for, what do you need to know to begin to actualize that? So that's a very big question. That's a very big question. Also, those of you just watching now, I want you to know I'm usually live earlier. So usually you would find me on a Sunday live more during the day. But for Dark Moon Mage, okay, I'm pulling one card. I'll bring it right up. Okay, so this looks like it's reversed. Yes. Okay, so whenever I pull a card, whether it's an oracle card or not, and it's reversed, I usually read it as, it can be one, the person has let go of something, depending on what the card is, or they're having a little difficulty with it. So very interesting. You got Oshun of Soft Power. So it's funny, the yellow does make me think very much, actually I'm seeing the sacral chakra. And I'll show the card in a moment again. This is for Dark Moon Mage. Oshun of Soft Power has to do with influence, openness, and emotional intelligence. Here, and I'll hold it up, and then I think it'll focus a little bit there. Okay. Oops. Let me see if there we go. That kind of. It doesn't want to shift the focus. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Okay. This is the new autofocus on the iPhone. So soft power is about not necessarily exerting our hard will and our hustle and our ambition, but being a little bit more, I don't want to say tricky, but yeah, softer, influencing, but in a soft way, being open, and also kind of reading people really well. How to read people a little bit more, even better. I'm going to read a little bit from the book for you. Okay, dark moon. Let me just see. Let me know what you think about this too, dark moon. So what I will do is I'm going to give you the affirmation that goes with this card, Ocean of Soft Power. Those of you watching, often, especially in the future, often the message I pull for one person will be a theme for others. So I notice the throat that is highlighted on this card, the third eye, the throat, and the third chakra. But a sense of soft power. So how to wield your power in a way that doesn't create conflict, that is smooth, that is flowing. This is the affirmation. I wield the power of vulnerability, openness, and emotional wisdom. Okay, dark moon, I'm going to read it one more time. I wield the power of vulnerability. So it's the feminine aspect of power, openness, and emotional wisdom. Okay, strength does not lie in force. Strength does not lie in force. And in our culture, we are, especially boys, are being told that, being brainwashed, that it's always, strength is always about force. Look at a lot of our movies. Our movies are whoever comes in and has the strongest, like, might. They rarely show cooperation. They rarely show sides coming together, unless it's like an alien invasion, and then sometimes we get together. Okay, so dark moon, let me know how this resonates for you. So it seems to be saying you're someone who might want to really control things a lot and come in real strong. It might just be in a certain area, I'm getting. It might not be throughout your whole life, but in a certain area. And this is telling you to kind of soften your approach a little bit. Okay. You'll create lasting connections, promote understanding, and inspire positive change. Yeah. So let me hold it up one more time. So because this may have to do not just for dark moon, but for others watching. So dark moon, let me know if that resonates for you. If you know there's an area where you could soften a little bit. Okay. And remember, we have the divine masculine and feminine within us. Every being has that side. It's just a way of kind of labeling qualities, because they typically are more in like one or the other. Okay. But that's why I'm like, people are like, oh, that's so binary. No, because you put in all the sort of shades in between, right? All the complexities in between, and we all do have them within us. It's just one aspect will manifest more than the other. So let's see a comment here. Dark Moon says, yes, I'm too in my masculine, trying to control and take care of everything. Yeah. This is really common. I didn't say this. I was talking about boys being brainwashed now, and you guys know what I'm talking about. There's a whole movement to get young boys like really angry, and really like anti-woman, and like basically brainwash them, right? It's already happened with a generation. I think it's already happened. We would need to really work on it, and just telling them, kind of training them to see things through a very specific lens where they're like victimized, when these same boys could totally be out in the world and whatever. But it's also for women, what we're told is a feminine approach is generally not going to get you, what you want. That we need, women have been being taught to hustle, just work hard. But for women, with the way our bodies and our hormones are, we just end up getting really stressed. And we run, and I haven't done deep research into this in terms of the science, but what I've heard so far is that, then we run on cortisol, which is a stress hormone, because we're trying, and of course for men too, it can push into just a stress response, because we're pushing beyond what the human body can do in terms of productivity, in terms of output, right? So yes, I think a lot of us women, and especially in certain cultures of women, we're even pushed more to, do everything ourselves, right? We can't depend on anybody. We've got to do it ourselves. And then becomes a whole cultural trope, like a cultural belief, and based on reality in the past. But, we're gonna continue. Yeah, so that does resonate for you. Good. My readings, guys, you can come for a reading. It's on my website, intheflowofmagic.com. My readings are very accurate, and they're very sort of emotionally um, healing, because they look at the psychology and what's going on for you, right? So that you can change and you have like an insight or a breakthrough. So yeah, thank you for that, Dark Moon. Yeah. It doesn't, we can do it, but at a certain point we become tired. It also, I think, in some ways makes us less, not less attractive, but to certain things that you may want. You may want someone who's helpful and loving and kind. But if you're already in the masculine too much, you might make yourself sort of invulnerable, and then you won't get approached in a certain way because you may be closed off. Again, the sense of wanting to protect yourself, which I completely understand, right? Who else? All right, I think also, because this is really dinner time. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, guys. I think I still have my Zoom on, which I shouldn't. All right. It's looking like my, is that Zoom? Hold on, let me just check. No, okay. It's all right. It's through StreamYard, so I'm still good. Yeah, so I mean, I think that's all I want to share today, because I also just taught my Soulful Mindfulness, the last class. We had 8 sessions where they were learning actually like 6 different ways to practice mindfulness. And we had our last session today, and I was tired, but I'm like, oh, I want to go live on my channel. So do consider becoming a channel member, because I'm going to do a live very soon. And also I will be talking about manifestation through December and January. So Dark Moon, if you're interested, it's open to all. I'm even saying it's open to guys. I mean, probably wouldn't be very many guys, but I'm going to say that the channel membership is open to just spiritual seekers, sensitive souls. I'm not going to limit or put a gate around who can be a channel member. And it's just a low cost way to get a little bit more connection with me, and support, of course, supporting the channel and the work that I do. So I will be talking about manifestation December and January, because I feel like, end of the year, right? We look at our goals, really like more, what's the behind the scenes of manifesting, right? Of goals, I should say. It is more manifesting. Someone else who I was watching said something that I actually disagreed with. Um, the secret was not saying you don't have to do anything. Remember the old book, The Secret? But a lot of what you do in the unseen realms, what you do mentally with your mind, with your subconscious, is what starts the creation. I'll give you a quick example. Like this painting here. Before this painting appeared, I had to have the idea. Hello, I had to have the idea. I want to make a painting. I want to go outside and sit outside and literally paint the clouds passing by, which is actually very hard to do, right? That means I had to go buy the canvas stretcher. I had to get the paint ready. So you see what I'm saying? Everything in creation starts with an idea before it's in form, before it's in the 3D. It starts immaterial. It's not visible. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in, even like you're saying, Dark Moon, the masculine and the feminine and all of that, how to manifest what you desire, then consider becoming a channel member. Right now I have these, any videos I do would be open to all levels. So whether it's $4.99, like $6.99 or $11, I'm not even sure. Some people's channel memberships go up quite a bit higher. I think for now I'm leaving those lower cost memberships. And again, I will be talking about manifesting. I'll take you on my trip. My first place that I will be is I will be in the UK. And then from there, we're going to see, I have some countries on my radar. So I'll be slow traveling over 60, manifesting and showing, especially my members, how I do it. Okay, so click the join button if you're interested in supporting the channel and the affirmations that you love and the meditations and the chakra videos. If you have enjoyed that, then consider becoming a channel member. So on that note, I'm gonna, yes, the divine, that wasn't a course, Dark Moon. I taught that live. So thank you for asking, because I'm literally like, well, what do I want to teach in the spring or like winter? Right? So I'm going to be traveling to the UK, manifested it. And like I said, I don't want to tell everything out here on the public channel. I also have available a call if you're specifically interested in how to slow travel on a budget. You can do a call with me where I'll literally walk you through how I'm doing it, step by step. But I am thinking of the Divine Feminine course. I have my chakra course. I teach them like live though. So it's not just like a lot of people on the YouTubes, they just have a course they pre-made, and that's fine, but you don't have any guidance. Okay. You just like get the videos and read this, but you have nobody who's like helping you. Okay. People don't finish those as much. So thank you for asking. I will think about that Divine Feminine course maybe for the springtime. And again, if enough people are interested. So I would have to like take a survey, and I'll probably do like a pre-registration to make sure enough people are interested, um, before. But yeah, that is a good program I have, and the chakra program. So I have to figure out which one I'm gonna do next, because like I said, we just finished Soulful Mindfulness, 8 weeks. Finished it right before really getting into the holidays, right before Thanksgiving, right before Christmas. So yeah, thank you, Dark Moon. Thanks for asking, and thanks. Who else actually made a comment here? Ethereal Violet, thank you, and thank you the others who are going to watch this on the replay. Again, let me know what your thoughts are. Is it really, do you feel like you are too old to go for your dreams? Some of you, I know you don't want to think about this because you really feel I am too old and you don't want to explore it. But, you know, I'm we live and we die, right? In this life, I actually really believe we come back, that we are eternal. But you want to live, if you're going to live, you're going to die doing something you love. At some point we take our last breath, but wouldn't it be good to be doing something you love? So I just end on that note for you guys. All right. Don't think it's ever too late. All right. Much love. Mwah. Peace and blessings. And I will talk to you soon. Again, channel members, they'll get some behind the scenes so you'll know what I'm up to. And I am packing in the next 9 days. So if you don't see me a lot, that's because I am literally packing my whole life. I'm not just last time when I went abroad, I actually still had an apartment. And I was like, oh, I could kind of just leave that stuff because I don't care about it too much. But this time, everything is either sold, packed, yes, stored, sold, or it's going to go with me. So it's a lot to do. All right. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.